but we've got 3 best bets on 3 games coming up with these guys. And before we dive into them, just a quick reminder, if you happen to have any questions on any of the games that these guys are talking about here today on the show, or any college football game on the slate here in week 5, drop them below in the comment section. As Brian Powers, Steve Merrill, and Jeff Michaels, they're monitoring the comment section all week long, so they will answer your questions, guys. Knowledge is power, so go ahead, drop any of those questions you have in the comment section as we go full circle back to Brian Power, the $2 handicapper at wagertalk.com. His 5% best bet, again, just $5 at his page at wagertalk.com. And interesting one you chose here is we are going to look at a little Sunbelt action with South Alabama. Somehow lost a game last week versus James Madison, who, my goodness, what a schedule it has been for them. So what are you going to do here, BP? This is a huge matchup.
Yeah, this morning on the Power 5, Joe, I talked about the line move for this game. South Alabama open +5, but they're now down to +3 on the road against a James Madison team that is 4-0 straight up on the year and has won 7 in a row going back to last season. Here's the thing, though, guys, when we look at James Madison's unbeaten record, all 3 of those wins against FBS teams have been by 7 points or less. 2 of them have been by a total of 3 points, including a 1-point win against lowly Virginia, a game they almost lost. Virginia, obviously one of the worst Power 5 teams in the country. The Dukes have done an admirable job, no doubt about it, since moving up to the FBS level. But let's not forget South Alabama, guys. 10-3 straight up last season, returned 18 starters. I know they're just 2-2 so far. Joe, you mentioned the tough loss on the road to Central Michigan last week. But I'm going to buy the Jaguars as a dog in this spot. They led Central Michigan last week 14-0, could not hold on, ended up giving up the game-winning touchdown in the final minute. Bill Conley, who does a post-game win expectancy for ESPN, had South Alabama as the most likely team that should have won that lost on Saturday. Gave them right around an 85% post-game win expectancy. So it's a game they should have won, just to put a bow on that. This is the first ever meeting between these teams. And again, I'm going dog. James Madison just played 3 games on the road. And you got to wonder what they've got left in the tank after so many close games. Last week at Utah State, they blow all of a 24-point lead, needed a touchdown with 6 minutes left to get the win. I'm just a bigger believer at South Alabama at this point, guys. Despite the respective records, South Alabama +3 is your best bet for the show today.
All right, there you go. The Jags, it is for BP. And go ahead, smash that like button if you enjoy the content. So much more still coming your way here on Wager Talk TV and College Football Week 5. And no doubt, Merrill, interesting here. Some say Jimbo might be in his final days here at Texas A&M, but you're looking at him this weekend, man. Break it down for us.
Yeah, one thing I like to do early in the season, the month of September, is to play on teams that are talented but had disappointing seasons the year before. And there were 2 teams that really I thought fit the mold this year coming into the 2023 season. One was Oklahoma, who's, by the way, 4-0 straight up and against the spread their first 4 games. And the other one was Texas A&M, who is now 3-1 straight up and ATS in their first 4 games. So if you've played on A&M and Oklahoma in that role, you've gone 7-1 against the spread so far this season. And I have cashed 2 of those best bet winners for my clients with A&M in weeks 1 and 3. I took them against New Mexico, 52-10. Week 3 against Monroe, 47-3. We stayed off them in week 2. And keep in mind, that was a revenge game for Miami of Florida on the road. So I didn't like that spot. And then last week, they cover again. Spotlight win against Auburn, 27-10. So not looking to fade A&M anytime soon here. Meanwhile, Arkansas does have some upside, but after back-to-back tough losses, by 7 at home against BYU and by just 3 points as a 17-point dog at LSU, this could be a potential difficult spot for him to get up 100% emotionally, even though it is a neutral field game here in Arlington, Texas. I did a standalone video for this game on Monday here on Wager Talk TV. Go check that out. Tons of college and pro football games analyzed for free here on the channel. And I mentioned the line 6.5 across the board on Monday. Now we're doing this show on Tuesday, and a lot of 7s are starting to show. So I do think if you like A&M, you probably want to grab that minus 6.5 right now, as it's going to be 7 sooner than later, and already is in many locations. But Texas A&M remains a play-on team for me. And the one big difference in this game, both teams throw the ball well. but A&M has a good defense, and they're allowing just 4.9 yards per play this year against teams that average 6.4. And Arkansas below average pass defense, especially 8.3 yards pass allowed. That's a yard and a half more than A&M is giving up. So I think the difference in this game will be defense. And I like Texas A&M minus the 6.5 to -7. Shop around and get the best number on this game. It's on the bottom of the rotation, number 209, but it kicks off early at 12 noon Eastern, a time change on the SEC network Saturday afternoon. And don't forget, if you want my official best bets, they're available all week long on my page, stevemerrillwagertalk.com. 3 different specials on there right now. One of them, you need no promo code. Get all access, all sports for the rest of the year for just $7 a day. That includes baseball, basketball, and football. If you want football only, I've got a season combo right now for just $5.50 a day. SM Combo is the promo there. Or if you're a first-time new user, you can always get a 3-day sampler for just $55. Steve3 is the promo. All those details and promo codes on my page right now, stevemerrillwagertalk.com.
All right, great stuff there. Jimbo and company at A&M this weekend. One more best bet, and I think it's fitting that we get a total here in a big SEC matchup as Vanderbilt taking on Mizzou for this one. Jeff Michaels, are you expecting some defense here, or are the offenses just going to be cruising along?
Yeah, I almost didn't break the trend like you mentioned. I almost came into this one with a side here on Vanderbilt, but the more I looked at it, I'm really more confident that we're going to see some points scored in this one, and I think Mizzou's going to keep it a little more competitive than maybe I would have initially anticipated, and put up some points too here on Vanderbilt's defense. I mean, in the last 4 weeks for Vanderbilt, you negate that first game against Hawaii, they're putting up 78 yards above what their opposing defenses are allowing. And they're not playing all schmucks there either. I mean, they put up the most yards thus far that Wake Forest and Kentucky have allowed on the defensive side of the ball. And, Missouri's got an impressive rush defense, obviously, but their pass defense has actually had some issues. And Swan may not be the most accurate quarterback. He's had a couple completion percentage concerns thus far this season. But hey, numbers don't lie. And he's still got almost 1,300 yards passing so far this season. Missouri, 9 passing touchdowns allowed this season, are the 4th most in the FBS. So if the teams that are getting a hold and getting points on Missouri are getting it through the air, Mizzou's gone over in back-to-back games, but Vanderbilt, they've gone over in every game so far this season, and they played a week 0 game against Hawaii too. So 5 games so far, and all 5 have gone over with the worst scoring defense in the SEC at this point. They're allowing 32.4 points per game thus far. So I think Mizzou has the opportunity to put some points up on Vanderbilt's defense, a little less confidence in Vanderbilt's defense, which is what pointed towards the total to me. And Mizzou bottom half in passing and still not the best scoring defense, obviously, in the SEC either. They're allowing nearly 3 touchdowns per game. So a little bit of history between these two teams. Lower total, I do think that there could be some value on Vanderbilt as a dog here too. But my best bet is definitely going to be over that 56.5 out of these two this weekend.
All right, there you go. We got an over. We got a couple of sides, 6 games broken down in week 5 of college football. But heck, it's Tuesday. We got so much more coming your way as far as college football content goes. So don't miss any of it, right? You're looking to make it a profitable week. It's simple. Go ahead, click on that video on your screen right now, and you'll be taken to all of the top 25 college football matchups, as well as other videos ready to go here in this week 5 of the college football slate. We'll see you again tomorrow here on the College Football Kickoff Show. Good luck